Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling emotionally drained, even though nothing openly bad was said? No yelling, no direct insult, just a strange tension you could still feel afterward. Maybe it was the tone, the fake smile, the subtle comment disguised as a joke, and somehow your nervous system carried it home anyway. That's the exhausting part about passive-aggressive energy. It creates emotional pressure without clear conflict, which means most people never feel fully allowed to respond to it. So instead, they replay it internally, over and over, trying to figure out, was that intentional? Am I overthinking this? Why does this still bother me? Stoics understood something important about people like this. Confused emotional energy still affects the mind, even when the interaction looks small externally. And passive-aggressive people often rely on ambiguity. They want emotional impact without accountability. That's why these interactions feel psychologically heavy afterward, because your mind never received emotional clarity. Most people miss this next part. The real danger is not the comment itself. It's the emotional residue left behind after repeated interactions. Over time, you start becoming more emotionally guarded, more careful with certain people. You monitor tone more closely. You mentally prepare before conversations. And eventually, work starts feeling emotionally unsafe without you fully realizing why. That's why Stoicism matters here. Not as philosophy, as emotional protection. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself not to hand over internal peace to outside behavior, because emotionally reactive environments slowly shape identity, especially when people absorb tension without releasing it. And passive-aggressive people are often trying to create exactly that, lingering emotional instability, not open conflict. Subtle emotional exhaustion, that's why calm awareness becomes so powerful, not emotional suppression. Awareness, the ability to notice emotional manipulation without immediately absorbing it. Because once you recognize the pattern, the emotional effect starts weakening. You stop chasing clarity from people who intentionally create confusion. You stop emotionally decoding every small comment. You stop feeling pressured to defend yourself against every subtle jab. And honestly, that changes your entire nervous system. Because emotionally healthy, people do not carry every interaction home with them. They notice tension, but they do not internalize all of it. That's real emotional control, not becoming cold, becoming emotionally selective about what deserves access to your peace. So the next time someone gives you that passive-aggressive energy, pause before reacting internally. Notice the emotional pull. Notice the pressure to mentally replay the interaction. Then remember, not every emotionally uncomfortable moment deserves permanent space in your mind.